Hello everyone, good morning to you all. I hope everyone is doing well. For this video, I am talking about and sharing uh, the top 3 greatest middleweight fighter ever, pound for pound. Okay? 160 pounds division. Again, this video is about the top 3, 1, 2, 3 greatest middleweight fighter ever, pound for pound. But before that, we are going to review on my previous videos, my 2 previous videos. The other day, I have shared with you about the top 3, 1, 2, 3 greatest heavyweight fighter ever, pound for pound. And the number 3, Larry Holmes, okay? Number 3, greatest heavyweight fighter ever. Um, he did 20, 1920 title defenses, okay? Lineal championships, alright? That's so insane, amazing, so amazing. The number 2 greatest heavyweight was, and until now, the great Muhammad Ali or Cassius Clay. Okay, Muhammad Ali, the only heavyweight champion, heavyweight fighter that became the lineal champion for 3 times. Muhammad Ali, the only 3 times lineal champion. Okay, and he fought one many greatest or great heavyweight champions. All right, that's a lot of names to mention. George Foreman, Joe Frazier, Kenny Norton, Sonny Liston, and more, many all-time greats heavyweight. And then number 1 is Joe Louis. Okay, Joe Louis. Why? 25 consecutive title defenses, all lineals. During his time of Joe Louis, there's only one championship crown. Okay, so Joe Louis did 25 consecutive title defenses of his heavyweight crown. That is so amazing, freaking amazing, so awesome. Okay, and no heavyweights ever did it or do it until this date of August the 3rd, 2023. Then yesterday, I have shared and talked about the top 3, 1, 2, 3 greatest light heavyweight. Okay, light heavyweight meaning 175 pounds. 175 pounds. So the number 3 was then hold on. Roy Jones Jr. Roy Jones Jr. Okay. And then the number 2 was I almost forgot already. Number 1 is Archie Moore, of course. Archie Moore. Yeah. Archie Moore, the greatest light heavyweight champion. Oh my gosh, I forgot my number 2. The number 2 light heavyweight. And for now, okay, let's move on to our topic, which is the greatest top 3, 1, 2, 3 middleweight, 160 pounds. Okay, the number 3 is number 3, Bernard the Executioner Hopkins. Bernard Executioner Hopkins, number 3 greatest middleweight ever, pound for pound. Why? He did so amazing that even to this date no one did it, which is the 20 title defenses including lineal and undisputed middleweight. 20 title defenses, 2-0. And I can give you 2 names of the on his resume, 2 all-time greats, Hall of Famers, and those are from Puerto Rico, Felix Tito Trinidad. And the other one is Mexican-American, the Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya. And all those bouts are in the middleweight division, 160 pounds. So that's number 3, Bernard the Executioner Hopkins. The number 2 greatest middleweight is Marvin Marvelous Hagler. Okay, Marvin Marvelous Hagler, number 2 greatest middleweight pound for pound ever. He did 1 or 2 or 3 of the names on his resume that are on the Hall of Fame and International Boxing Hall of Fame, all-time greats are Roberto Duran, the Hands of Stone, and then Tommy Hitman Hearns, and then John Mugabi. Those are the 3 names on his resume that boost his claim as the number 2 greatest middleweight fighter ever, pound for pound. Okay, and then the number 1 greatest middleweight, 160 pounds, none other than the GOAT, Sugar Ray Robinson. As many publications like the Ring Magazine, the ESPN, Sports Illustrated, those are the top 3 publications. Cyber Boxing Zone, the Transnational Ranking Boxing Board, TBRB, Transnational Boxing Ranking Board, named Sugar Ray Robinson as the GOAT, and aside from that, as the greatest of all time. He is also the greatest middleweight fighter ever, 160 pounds. And I can give you 4 names of names on his resume that are also on the Hall of Fame, in the International Boxing Hall of Fame, all-time greats. 1 is LaMotta. 2 is Carmen Basilio. 3 is Bobo Olson. Some people pronounce it Bobo Olson. So Bobo Olson. And number 4 is Randolph Turpin. Randolph Turpin. So those are at least the 4 all-time greats, middleweights. Alright? Middleweights. They fought in the middleweights, 160 pounds. Those 4 against Sugar Ray Robinson. And Sugar Ray Robinson beat them, those 4. Again, those are LaMotta. They are LaMotta, Randolph Turpin, Bobo Olson, and then Carmen Basilio. So those are the top 3, 1, 2, 3 greatest middleweight fighter ever, pound for pound. Again, we'll start first from number 3. Number 3 is Bernard the Executioner Hopkins. Under his belt, under his name, resume, were Oscar De La Hoya and Felix Tito Trinidad. Okay, 20 title defenses, including his lineal and undisputed crown, middleweight. Number 2 is Marvin Marvelous Hagler. Okay, under his name, resume, they are Roberto Hands of Stone Duran, Tommy Hitman Hearns, and the number 3 is John Mugabi. Those are the 3 names under Marvin Marvelous Hagler's resume. And the number 1, the very top, is Sugar Ray Robinson, the GOAT, as they said, as what the Ring Magazine, ESPN, Sports Illustrated, TBRB, Cyber Boxing Zone, and many more. Boxing Scene, The Sun, The Guardian, um, many acclaimed publications, boxing publications, that Sugar Ray Robinson, not just the greatest of all time, of for all the weight classes, in the middleweight, he reigns supreme in the middleweight, 160 pounds. Sugar Ray Robinson. And again, under his name, under his resume, four of that I remember very vividly are Jake LaMotta, Carmen Basilio, Randolph Turpin, and Bob Olson. Those four and other names, of course, were on the list. The Hall of Fame, not just Hall of Fame, but all-time greats. All right. So, yeah, that's our topic for today. The middleweight kings, the top 1, 2, and 3 greatest 160 pounds fighter ever. Okay. Yeah, I forgot my yesterday's number 2. So, to review again, the greatest from previous day, the other day, is the greatest heavyweight fighter ever. Number 3 is Larry Holmes. 20 title defenses. Number 2 is Muhammad Ali, the only 3 times lineal champion. And then number 1 is Joe Louis. Joe Louis, number 1 heavyweight ever, pound for pound. 25 title defenses. And all those 25 consecutive, remember, consecutive title defenses, 25, are all lineal championships. There's only one championship during this time of Joe Louis. Only one title. And then, of course, yesterday, the top 3, 1, 2, 3 greatest light heavyweight, meaning 175 pounds. Okay? 175 pounds fighter of all time, pound for pound. The number 3 was Roy Jones Jr. and the number 1 is Archie Moore. I forgot my number 2. Oh my goodness. Pardon me, I forgot. Let me think. But before, because while I'm thinking, maybe I can say something about the aftermath of Spence versus Crawford last Saturday night. So it was a one-sided, of course. It was a destruction. Crawford annihilate, destroy, and embarrasses Errol Spence. Okay, no doubt. Okay, and of course he is the undisputed welterweight, 147 pounds. And those 4 belts, he got it only from 2 two names. The WBO, Crawford beat Jeff Horn. Okay, and then the WBC, WBA, and IBF is from Errol Spence. If you are really a boxing enthusiast or boxing purist or boxing analyst, or if you really followed, watch, study about boxing history, you have to wonder, who is Jeff Horn? Who is Jeff Horn to have that WBO 147 pounds title? Did Jeff Horn really beat Manny Pacquiao in Australia? And after that fight of Jeff Horn and Crawford, what happened to Jeff Horn? Is Jeff Horn still fighting? Who is he? Because when we are talking about pound for pound, by the way, as I've said from my previous video about talking about what is a pound for pound, the definition of pound for pound greatest, there is two categories for that. Two categories, only two categories. First, a fighter should, must, or did an extraordinary slash above and beyond. He is doing what is beyond the normal. He is doing above the normal. Okay? Extraordinary. That's the one category. The number two, the second category, a fighter should be a crowd pleasing. Crowd pleasing. Meaning, he or she must be able or should be able to gather viewers or watchers or fans to watch his or her fight on the venue, meaning he can fill the stadium. He has that capacity to gather people to watch him via live inside the stadium, inside the arena, or via pay-per-view. So that's the second. So the two categories to be a pound for pound fighter. Okay? A crowd pleasing fighter, that's number one. And then the number two, which is 1-2, did above and beyond, or the extraordinary thing. That's how the definition of pound for pound greatest fighter or boxer. Okay? Beyond that, they are under that category. Okay? So, again, this video is about the top 1, 2, and 3, or 1, 2, and 3 greatest middleweight, 160 pounds, 160 pounds fighter ever. Okay? So, yeah, I'm still thinking about my my number 2 of my light heavyweight. Let me think. Give me a minute. While I'm thinking, maybe I can share to you about the future of Spence. Of course, under the contract, it says that the loser can activate the rematch clause. Okay, they have a rematch clause under contract. Okay, so if ever they fight, if and when, be it 147 pounds or 154, Crawford will beat him the same, if not worse. I will say it again. If ever Spence and Crawford will fight again, because that's in the contract clause, rematch clause, be it 147 pounds or 154 pounds, the result will be the same, if not worse. As I've said it many times prior, when Pacquiao should be fighting Spence on August of 2021, that Errol Spence is a skilled version of Margarito. Errol Spence Jr. is a flat-footed, less head movement. That's one, flat-footed, less head movement. Always stays in the front. Always stays in the front. Slow in foot speed. Slow foot speed. And slow in hand speed. That's why I considered him, even 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I've watched Errol Spence. I've studied his style, fighting style. He is, to me, in my honest opinion, he is a skilled version of Antonio, the Tijuana Tornado Margarito. Yes, that's my honest and humble opinion about Errol Spence Jr. Well, a lot of people named him as a great fighter, a special fighter, because he because of course he's an American Olympian. He fought in the Olympics, you know, won the Golden Gloves, National Golden Gloves Championship, and so on. But to me, he's he is not that gifted compared to Crawford. He is not that gifted compared to even Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman is better than Errol Spence Jr. Alright. Oh, I still forgot my number 2 light heavyweight. The 175. But be that as it may, again, thank you for watching, and keep safe everyone, and stay blessed. Okay? I'm strong. See you until next time.